Hey there, have you ever stood in front of your fancy induction hob just completely baffled because it's decided to act up? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to decode all its common little quirks and turn you into a pro. Let's get right into it. So picture this, you're making dinner, everything's going great, and then nothing. Silence. The hob just switches off, and your mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario, right? Oh no, it's broken. This is going to cost a fortune. It's that moment of pure kitchen panic. But what if I told you that most of the time, it's not broken at all? Yep, you heard me. The number one problem people have with their induction hobs isn't actually a problem. It's a super clever feature that's built right in to protect the appliance. And that's really the big secret here. Your hob is way smarter than you might think. So let's jump into that first big question, the one that really freaks us all out. What's going on when your hob just shuts down right in the middle of cooking? This is something called power cycling. See, your hob uses these really powerful magnetic coils, and while they're super efficient, they can get pretty hot inside, especially if you're cranking it up on a high setting. So, to keep from getting damaged, the hob just takes a little breather to cool itself down. Is it a little annoying? Sure. But is it broken? Nope, it's not failing, it's just protecting itself. And the best part? The fix is so simple. You literally don't have to do anything. Just step back, give your food a stir, wait a minute or two, and the hob will be ready to get back to work. It's a feature that just asks for a tiny bit of patience, not panic. Okay, so we know the random shutdown is normal, but what about all those weird noises? You know, the buzzing, the humming, the clicking? Let's talk about the soundtrack of your induction cooktop. All right, let's break down what's what. A low hum or buzz, that's completely normal. It's just the magnetic energy causing the layers in your pan to vibrate. A faint clicking sound, that's just the hob's internal switches doing their job, managing the power levels. Now, if you hear a loud metallic clatter or a grinding sound, that's when you should perk up. That could actually be a sign of a faulty fan or something loose inside. And here's the thing you really gotta know. Most of the time, the noise has way more to do with your cookware than the hob itself. Heavier, solid pans, like a good cast iron skillet, are usually much quieter than thinner, multi-layered pans. So if that buzzing is driving you nuts, try switching your pan. Okay, but what if the hob isn't just shutting off or making a noise? What if the controls are totally frozen? Before you even think about picking up the phone to call for a repair, let's run through a really quick 3-step checklist. So you're tapping the buttons, trying to change the temperature, trying to turn it on or off, and nothing. It feels like a big deal, but you'd be surprised how often the fix is incredibly simple. Here is your action plan. First, look for a little padlock or a key symbol on the display. The child lock gets accidentally turned on all the time. Second, give the control panel a really good wipe down. Even a tiny bit of spilled water or burnt on sugar can mess with the touch sensors. And if that doesn't work, go for the classic tech fix. Turn it off and on again, but from the main circuit breaker. Flip it off, wait a full 30 minutes, and then turn it back on. This cold reset can clear out all sorts of little software gremlins. But what if you've done all that and it's still playing dead? Well, sometimes there really is a problem. So let's take a quick look under the hood to see what might actually be broken. Deep inside your hob, there's a critical part called an IGBT. Now, you don't need to remember the name, just think of it as the hob's powerhouse, or its main traffic controller. It manages all the high-powered energy that makes induction cooking work. Basically, if this thing goes down, the whole show stops. So what can make these internal parts fail? Well, it could be a simple power issue, like a tiny internal fuse that's blown. Or it might be a signal error, where the hob's main computer gets confused. But a huge culprit is overheating. If the internal cooling fan gives up, those vital parts can get fried. And this is so important. That wobbly, warped pan you might be using, it's not just noisy. It forces the hob's sensors to work overtime, which creates extra heat and can, over time, cause real permanent damage. All right, we have covered a lot of ground, from simple quirks to actual problems. So now let's pull it all together into a quick cheat sheet so you can figure out what your hob is trying to tell you in seconds. Think of this table as your new best friend. Hob shuts off, just wait a few minutes. Hearing a buzz? Check your pan. Controls are frozen? Run through that 3-step checklist. It's really only when you hear those loud, nasty noises, or when a full reset does nothing at all, that you should suspect a real problem and call in a pro. So there you have it. Most of the time, your induction hob isn't broken, it's just talking to you. And now you know its language. By understanding its signals, you can save yourself a ton of stress and probably some money too. It's not about your hob acting weird, it's about you knowing how to listen. Now you do. So go on, cook with confidence.